I told you I'm here to get it, cause baby I'm in my prime. So if you want it, come with it, nobody dimming my shine. Been a long time, homie, since I first got down. Still on top of my game, forever play to the crowd. When I'm in front of a mic and I'm in the spotlight, the Gridiron, man, we taking y'all on a flight. Always coming for the hardcore, this is what I work for. Got 'em feeling for some more, they yelling encore. Verbally, I'm bringing heat to the streets. The flames spitter, my squad, nothing but winners, and you'll never see a quitter. Cause adversity is part of the plan. Just as sure as you go, always bob your head to the jam. So turn your volume up, you can see me up on your screen. Kicking knowledge like you need it, y'all some football fiends. Bringing heat at 100, we the realest around. Welcome to the Gridiron, baby, it's going down now. Like the music buzzing in amps. When I hit the end zone, fans are rocking the stands. Cause I'm an all-known until the break of the dawn. Not Zeke, but I'ma eat the way I'm seeing the film. It's the battle hymn, homie, gonna bang in your ear. And when they hear it, they gon' know the Kings is here. All-known until the break of the dawn. Not Zeke, but I'ma eat the way I'm seeing the film. I'm here to get mine, never gonna dwell on the past. Always moving forward, I won't take my foot off the gas. And I'm ready for the battle and whatever may come. I fight from up in the saddle, go and beat that war drum. If you want some, get some. Wicked about to get dumb. Got the crowd getting loud, everybody heads sprung. Hitting hard and coming stronger like a buck from a gauge. Like Micah, I'm a lion busting out of my cage. Cause y'all ain't holding me now, I'll break your bury you down. Go and check your books, cause there ain't no play to be found. They can counter what I'm bringing, you ain't figure me out. Hitting suckers from their gut to their chest and their mouth. And now we steady climbing up to the top. You trying to get on our level, they watch your ass get dropped. Yo, it's your boy on the track, the OG double G. I'm rolling with the heavy hitter, yeah, that's Jerzey Tha King. Let's get it.
Let's get it. Let's go. Welcome into the Gridiron. I am your host, Kevin Jerzey Tha King Womble, and we are here. We are live, and we got a great day today. For all you guys that join me on the Fuel Tailgate Kickoff Show, I greatly appreciate all the love and support from everyone, and thank you for tuning in today here on the Gridiron. Welcome in. I got a great show for you today. I got a couple guests that's going to be on with me. Gabe's not here today. He had to work. So he does apologize to you all that he can't make it in today, but I do got somebody here to help me out. We're going to be talking the UFL Week 3. We're going to be talking the IFL Week 5. We're going to be talking about my Vegas Nighthawks and their game last night against the San Antonio Gunslingers, and I have a special guest joining me today to talk about that as well. So get ready, guys. We got a packed show for you. This is the Gridiron. I'm your boy, Jerzey Tha King. Let's go. Happy Saturday to everybody. Welcome to the Gridiron. I am Kevin Jerzey Tha King Womble, your host. Again, today, Gabe won't be here with us. I do apologize. But joining me today, I will be having Easy E from the Bottom Line stop by, and from the Smoking Guns podcast show, I'd like to introduce to you all my man, Big Phillip. How you doing today, Phil? Welcome in, brother. How are you today, man?
What's going on, Kevin?
Doing good, man. Doing good. I'm excited for this week of football, this weekend of football, man. How about you?
It's already started. We had 2 games in the IFL last night. I am watching. I got you on this screen here, and I got UFL right beside you so that I can keep track of DC and Arlington as that's going on.
Definitely. And I definitely got to get my game up too as well. I'll do that on the first commercial break. Didn't have a chance to, but speaking of that game those 2 games in the IFL last night, man, it was a lot of action, and I can't wait to really get into that with you. Now, before we get started, let everybody know about the Smoking Gun Show and what you guys do over there and what you guys represent and who you represent.
We are all about professional football in the San Antonio area. We started as 3 folks that got pulled together for a show around the commanders of the Alliance of American Football. That all fell apart, but we really enjoyed each other, so we stayed friends. And then as the Gunslingers came to town, first in the EIF, which is a league that I'm not even sure exists anymore, they quickly moved over to the AAL. We started a show with them, and we've been going. This is our 4th season. But we also cover the Brahmas of the UFL, last year the XFL. So if it's professional football and it's in San Antonio, we try to have a hand in that. We don't do a lot of semi-pro. We've had some semi-pro guys on, and a women's semi-pro team that's here in San Antonio. But it's myself.
Okay.
It's Leo, who is a football genius. Luis Perez, who I'm watching on the screen right next to you. He called that guy being a substantial quarterback in spring football way back in 2019. And so, and then we've got RC Woods, who's kind of our cheerleader guru. She is a huge fan of any and all things San Antonio and football. She brings on players' moms to have some time with them so that they can brag about their boys in a segment she calls Mom to Mom when she can get those moms on. So
that is awesome, man. That is awesome. And we love what you guys are doing. And you guys can catch the Smoking Gun Show every Monday live on Fuel Sports Network, 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. So make sure you guys download the Fuel Sports Network channel on Roku and Amazon TV and devices. Now, good morning, everyone. Good morning, B. Good morning, Hit. Good morning, Jackie, a.k.a. 210 Brahmasita. I hope you guys are having a great morning and enjoying this game. I don't even know what's going on. I'm missing it right now, but it's okay. Work comes first. Now, before we get into anything UFL, IFL, I do want to quickly take the time to announce, if you guys haven't been following or up to date with it, yesterday OJ Simpson, former NFL star and Hall of Famer, passed away at the age of 76. His battle of cancer, or his battle with cancer, is finally over. Rest in peace to him. His kids posted a statement stating, our father, Orenthal James Simpson, passed away in his sleep, lost his battle to cancer. So rest in peace to OJ Simpson. I don't want to really get into too much about it because I feel indifferent about what's being said, around the country and on television about it. I feel that they're kind of doing him a disservice because they're speaking more on stuff not related to sports on sports talk shows when it comes to OJ, instead of talking about his sports. This man, in a 14-game NFL season, ran for 2,000 yards. Not 16 games or 17 games where we're at now. 14 games, y'all. And this man ran for 2,000 yards in a season. What can you say? He won the Heisman at USC. He was an amazing running back, man. Regardless of what happened after his time with football, that's not what I'm here to talk about. We're talking about sports. Philip, you have anything to add about the passing of OJ?
I've seen some folks, making jokes and celebrating, and whatever you may think about OJ Simpson, and his life over the past 20 years from 1994 to now, and we've all been inundated with that. You have to recognize, like you say, this was this was one of the best running backs back when running backs were the part of the game that we watched, that we paid attention to. This is the end of the Jim Brown era. This is when those running backs, now we don't pay attention to running backs. We use them up and throw them away. You'll never see another guy like OJ Simpson, Emmitt Smith. Those guys aren't going to happen ever again because of the way we treat running backs now. This guy, you're right, 14-game season. He's running for 2,000 yards. Played in Southern California, played in Buffalo, and just on the field. something that we need to celebrate and a big part of the game for whatever you think about him in the last 20 years.
Right.
You look at his career on the field and it's unmatched in a lot of ways.
Coming out of high school, being one of the top prospects, going into college, making an impact in his first game. You know what I mean? This young man stepped on the field as a freshman in college and made an impact. And from that day, people knew, okay, Orenthal James is the real deal. And like I said, rest in peace to OJ Simpson, man, and all the prayers and condolences to his family. And I just hope that they can get past this and be able to mourn their father, and their loved one the right way. You know what I
And
mean?
the other thing I'd say, Jersey, is cancer sucks. And I pray for a day that we can just eliminate the whole thing because it takes
Yeah,
entirely too many people away from us, whether you like OJ Simpson or not. Just the fact that cancer claims another person is a tragedy, period.
exactly. Exactly. Now shifting to a more lighter but still kind of bad news. We're going to shift over to the UFL and YouTube sensation, superstar on YouTube, I guess you can call him, destroying, aka Donald De La Haye, the kicker for the Brahmas. He is out for the season. Now, this is devastating news, man, because if there's a possibility that he may not be able to play football ever again, and it sucks because a lot of people were like, "Oh, this man just made the team because of his name and because of his following on YouTube." And I have to disagree. I've seen this young man kick. I seen him kick at UF or UCF back in the day. And I was like, damn, he can kick the hell out of that ball. Like he's got good ball placement. You know what I mean? And then years later, now we see him and he's still booting the ball 70 yards with ease right down the middle. And for him to go on that field and first off be leading the league when it comes to kickoffs and the average yard, starting field position for the opposing team, come on now. He's putting it to where he's putting that ball to where the returner is on average catching that ball between the 2 and the 5 yard line. He's got power behind his kicks. And for people to say, "Oh, he was just out there for his name," well, like he said on his X post, he needs to learn how to tackle because he did go out there and show that he was on that field playing, and he's not just there for his name. Yeah, he tackled him wrong, but look at the hit he laid. He laid some wood. Yeah, he paid for it because he didn't properly tackle, but he went out there and he put it all on the line, showing I'm out here to play the game as a kicker. And he popped that guy. Popped him right out of bounds, man. So how do you think this affects the Brahmas moving forward and having to transition, especially early in the season, getting a new kicker?
I mean, I think it's become clear that kicking is not going to be a big part of their game plan. They had not given destroying much of an opportunity to put the ball through the uprights. In fact, they hadn't given him the opportunity at all yet. So they're going to need to find a kicker that can, secure those long kickoffs that they're looking for. But past that, I don't know that Wade and his group is really looking for 3 points when they get the ball. They weren't in the first two games. They're all about getting down to the end zone and scoring. I hate that Donald De La Haye wasn't able to show us what he could do, getting the ball through the uprights. So many people, you're right, just kind of poo-pooed this thing. I was one on our show that said, why this decision when, he was up against Amendola, a guy that's kicked in spring football before. And I was really excited to see him put together a couple of solid kicks. And I wish he'd been able to do that before the injury so that we could be excited about seeing him maybe in a year when he's able to come back, whether that's with the Brahmas or anywhere else. It's just kind of a bummer that he never got the opportunity to show us fully what he can do in a game situation.
Definitely. You're definitely right about that. And it does. It does. What's going on, Jay? Welcome in, brother. I am missing the game, but I'm actually gonna grab my tablet and turn the game on once we go to this commercial break. So I'm not gonna trust me, I'm not gonna miss the game. Trust me. Plus, my wife has it on in the living room, so I'm good. I can hear it in the background, but I want to see the action. So I'm gonna go ahead and get that taken care of. But welcome in everybody to the show. I'm so happy that you guys are here. If you guys don't know who my special guest is, this is Philip, one of the co-hosts of the Smoking Guns show. Yes, we're calling them shows now. We've evolved, y'all. We are no longer podcasters. We are TV show personalities or TV show hosts. So thank you for being here with me today on the Gridiron. We're going to go jump into this commercial break. And when we come back, we got some more UFL to talk. I mean, we're going to be previewing week 3. There's a lot of games. There's a lot of significance to some of these games as well. Well, to all of these games, to be honest, moving forward, because no one wants to start 0-3. No one wants to start 1-2. Everyone who's undefeated right now, San Antonio and Birmingham, are looking to go 3-0. So this is an interesting week since we only have a 10-week season. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens today. And Philip will be right back with more. And I think we got somebody joining us. So stay tuned, y'all. We'll be right back with more on the Gridiron right here on the Fuel Sports Network.
Houston, we've triumphed. I've made it back to Earth with the cargo intact. The game-changing, time-sensitive payload is none other than the revolutionary energy flavor we've all been waiting for. Introducing Merc Mayhem Cherry Limeade. Merc Clan played a crucial role in securing this energy flavor, and together we've unlocked the future of power. Merc Mayhem is not just a drink, it's a statement, a fusion of relentless energy and bold flavor. The secret is out. Merc Mayhem is set to redefine the energy landscape, leaving ordinary drinks in its cosmic dust. Get ready for a taste explosion that matches Merc Clan's unparalleled power. Join the revolution, and let's unleash Merc Mayhem upon the world. Astronaut M signing off.
Welcome back to the Gridiron, right here live on Fuel Sports Network, presented by Fuel and Pro Football Alliance, powered by Gateway City Sports. That's what I'm talking about. How are you all doing today? Got my man Philip from the Smoking Gun Show, as you guys see, live Mondays on Fuel Sports Network, 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. And joining us is the new CEO of Fuel, my man, the A Train, Mr. Arlington Lane.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. I appreciate it, man. I appreciate that so much, and thankful for what we've been able to do at Fuel, and what we plan to do with Fuel is to make sure that we definitely are standing on a united front as we go on in the future. Yeah, so I appreciate everybody for what's going on right now at Fuel, and to be in this position is something, you know, I didn't see myself being at one point, but here we are now.
Yeah, definitely. And there's so much more coming. That's what a lot of people don't understand, you know.
And you can't tell everything. You can't tell everything that's going on behind the scenes, man. You can't do it.
Right.
Just got to make sure that you just buckle up for the ride. Just buckle up.
Yeah. Because when you guys see just the changes, the evolution, I should say, of Fuel, I'm not even gonna say changes. When you guys see the evolution over the next coming months, just know that we're working our behinds off.
I'm gonna have to hold you down, man, because I already know what you're trying to do. CEO got to like do calm down. Just calm down, bro. I got you.
Look, I'm good. I'm promised. I'm good up here. All right.
Okay. All right. I'm just making sure, man. Because listen, don't make me come out there.
You can even ask Philip. You know, the presence that you guys, as the fans, united in this legion. You know, you get the experience, get it, and United Experience Legion. Hey, I love the play on words. You know what I mean? But Excalibur recommend. But no, honestly, without you guys, we wouldn't be here. We wouldn't be in this position. We wouldn't be able to say, "Hey, go download Fuel Sports Network on your Roku and Amazon TV and devices."
We got it. We got it. We got it covered.
You know what I mean? So this is an amazing feeling, and I'm so proud of you guys, you and Dirty, man, what you guys have put together for us.
Yeah, I gotta thank this guy too, man.
I'm so proud of what you've done with you and Leo and RC have done with the Gunslingers fan base, with the Brahmas fan base, with your movement and your following, just everybody that's out there. Horns forward, rough them up. I mean, Player 54. I mean, I could go on and on. There's so many of you guys that are just doing so much for this movement and for uniting these fans around the UFL league, man.
Yeah.
We need our flowers, UFL.
Trust me. Hey, dude, you're going to get them. Just go get them. I promise you. I promise you, you're going to get them. Everybody's going to get theirs, okay?
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Now, this week, I said I was going to give you guys my picks, right?
Yes.
I said I was going to give you guys my pick. And I guess I'll go ahead and do that now. So, right now, me and Gabe are both 3-5 in our weekly picks. We're both 3-5. It's not looking good so far on the season, but I'm looking for a nice turnaround this week. As you see, I'm taking the Renegades. I'm taking the Memphis Showboats. I'm taking the Houston Roughnecks. And I'm going out on a limb. Brahmas, don't let me down. Don't let me down. Poke them horns forward into the bird today, man. I need y'all to just do me that solid, Brahma. Just do me that solid, Brahmas. Okay. And as y'all see, Gabe's going with Arlington, Memphis, the Stallions, and the Battle Hawks. So, for you two gentlemen, what are we looking at as far as picks? Phil? Who are you taking?
I would fully expect the Renegades to win today. DC just looks depleted over the team they were last year, and I don't know that they have enough to. I mean, Reggie Barlow's a great coach, but I really expect Arlington to win today. I'm going to take Birmingham at home. I don't know that I've seen enough from Memphis that they can finish, whereas Birmingham is 2-0, and they're 2-0 for a reason. And then I got to stay Texas with my other two picks, Houston, San Antonio. I'm a Texas boy, and I'm going to take my Texas teams because football's better in Texas, and that's the way it works.
I love it. Hey, I lived in San Antonio, and I know they breeze sleep, and eat football in Texas. So trust me, I
You
know.
notice I took all 3 Texas teams. So it's
Yes. Hey Trey, Mr.
Same
Arlington
here.
Lane.
I think I did the same thing. I took all 3 Texas teams and Birmingham. That's as easy as I can make that. I took all 3 Texas teams and Birmingham because I know. Listen, Excalibur. Before I got into it, listen, I was figuring out what San Antonio was able to do, especially in the past week, and then they're at home. And so I don't think the same thing is going to be twice like they did last year when they had caused that comeback. This is I know the Battlehawks right now, they have a good pairing with McCarron and Aitman, right? Because guess who's going to let me know about that? Jersey's going to let me know about that. Kevin's going to let me know about that. So listen, the only reason why I'm choosing the Brahmas this week is because they're at home, and I really think the crowd is going to get behind them. And listen, if the Battlehawks do pull it off, I'll be glad to be wrong on this case. But I'm staying with the Brahmas on this. So San Antonio, don't let me down. That's all I can say to that. Do not let me down this week. Do not let me down.
I know that's right.
The reason why I said Houston over Michigan is because of their quarterback situation now. I really think Reed Sinnett is a better choice over Jared Guarantamo. Don't get me wrong, Guarantamo is a talented quarterback, but in this case, Reed Sinnett is the veteran. He knows he's gotten a better connection with his receivers right now. I get it. Guarantamo was like 3 of 8. He had 23 yards before he got hurt. But I think it was always had been Sinnett's team from the beginning. And you're starting to see that right now early on with this team. Now with Michigan, I get it. It's their defense that's been keeping them in these games because EJ Perry just don't look like the guy to me. And now, if I'm not mistaken, is Danny Edling finna start getting some snaps with this squad?
Well, from what I was reading this week, EJ Perry was limited to how many practices he's even attended this week. And Edling did start getting some snaps and some reps with the first squad. So there's no guarantees.
Man, I'm going to stick by my guns with that. I think Houston's offense is going to connect, and they're going to push Michigan around with their defense. And because Chris Odom, Ethan Westbrooks, and Reuben Foster, those 3 names already by itself is
I mean?
You know that defense is a bit is a scary team, man, that you do not want to face. For Memphis and Birmingham, in this case, I would definitely choose Birmingham at home. I don't see how Memphis is. I know they want some revenge from what happened to them last week, but Birmingham is a strong team. Listen,
I don't know.
And if Adrian Martinez is going to be the starter, man,
I told y'all.
Okay, all right. I get it. I get it now. All right, I'm not going to mess with that.
With the King.
Okay,
Skip
all right.
Agrees with Kevin.
Okay,
now you guys know my name. It's Kevin.
Hey, they better win. They better win big.
He heard something I was saying. He caught one of these episodes of the show, and he was like,
"Listen,
that Jersey guy must know what he's talking about."
Let me tell you something, sir. As we talking on this right now, they better win, and they better win by a massive amount. It better be over 15 points this week. All right, you can't play around with that. I'm not playing. It has to be a 2-score game. It has to be over 2 scores for them to be legitimate. 18 if you want to go there. I'm serious. I am so serious about that.
I get you.
All right.
Now,
right. And
before
the
we go
thing,
to the quick commercial break, what do you guys think about these stats right here?
The offense and defense?
The offense and defensive scoring. Do you agree? I mean, I know that it's going off of stats, but do you agree with those?
You know what? It's fine. I will have to go with that because the Battlehawks offense is probably the 3rd best offense in the league right now.
Okay.
Brahmas is They're saying tied, but I had to say they're number 2. They're number 2, not tied for first, in my opinion. But of course, Birmingham has the better offense of the bunch. The number 2 defense, the Roughnecks is just as crazy as these.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Do you agree?
Brahmas in the showboats.
Because
you know what I'm saying?
With the Roughnecks defense, you don't have the Roughnecks defense up there. You know what I mean?
But I think they're going by scoring. They're going by scoring defense. So they mean they've given up points, but also at the same time they can get sacks and they have gotten interceptions. So overall defense, I think they're better than the Showboats and the Brahmas, but they haven't gotten a win to show for it yet. So that's different.
Exactly. Philip?
Look at each side of your chart here. 1 and 2. The 2 undefeated teams, that all makes sense. All those numbers check out to me. You see the 2 best offenses and defenses are both 2-0. I think this is a case of stats backing up records because on both of these charts, you got the same teams on the top. And that makes sense. To my brain, that makes perfect sense.
I totally agree. I definitely agree with you, gentlemen. Well, when we get them back, we're going to talk a little bit more UFL, and then it's on to some indoor war with the IFL talk.
We don't have to talk about that.
I know why he's upset.
We don't have to talk about it. I mean,
I know.
We don't have to.
I know why he's upset and why he's
we're definitely getting into it because my Vegas Nighthawks made a point last night. So we definitely got to talk about that. But we'll be right back, y'all, after this commercial break.
It's time I get in the game, forget the money and fame. Stay ready, making sure that they'll remember my name. I got a hunger inside, when the numbers are tied, yo, I'ma turn it up a little.
Hit for my wins, I need my hands. This life is real, and play pretend. Came off the
same great taste. Yes, same great taste. Same great taste.
Hello, we're back. Does he know we back? I don't think he knows we're back. And he's muted.
I am your host, Jerzey Tha King, Kevin, Jerzey Tha King Womble. I am joined today by Philip from the Smoking Gun Show, as well as the CEO of Fuel, the A-Train, Arlington Lane. And again, Fuel is powered by Gateway City Sports. You can download the Fuel Sports Network channel on your Roku and Amazon TV and devices as well. Make sure you check out all the shows that you've seen, from the commercial, and make sure you use that Save 10 Now code when ordering your Just Meat Jerky. You can use that Save 10 Now and get 10% off on your online order, and that'll help. That'll help out Fuel. Of course, we give y'all that code. You use it. Good things happen. You guys get some great beef jerky. Our sponsors are happy with us. It just all works out. It all works out. Oh, showing up a little late to the party. The bottom line's easy. E is in the building. What's going on, my brother? How are you today?
Good. It's bad when you got to work on a Saturday. Ugh.
Hey, life happens, but I'm happy to have you here, man. Welcome
Then I
into the
get
show
here and
today.
got everything set up, and the internet's all crazy today. I don't know. I don't know. It is what it is.
It happens, man. It happens. Arlington has just taken the lead. They are up 6-3 in the second quarter. 14 minutes, 55 seconds left. They are kicking the ball off now. Gentlemen, with this past week, Isa, you jumped in right on time. With this past week's, there was on the 8th, there was a grievance filed by the United Football League Players Association against the league because they are failing to give out player compensation for player of the week, if I am not mistaken. Now, this ain't a good look, UFL. You're going against the collective bargaining agreement before the third week of the season is even here. But then you have the nerve. Then this is what was so funny to me. Let me put up the statement first. Because the statement's interesting because of what was stated in this statement. Our union filed a grievance challenging the UFL's decision not to elect and award individual player bonuses for those selected as a player of the week. The union's claim is that the reluctance by the league to administer player compensation and benefits is in a violation of the collective bargaining agreement, the CBA. It was our intent in negotiations or in negotiating player accolade bonuses that individuals who earned weekly performance-based awards would be compensated based on their body of work. The union has requested that weekly individual player bonuses be administered accordingly, pursuant to the adopted CBA. We've begun discussions with the league operations to resolve this issue before legal matters have to take place. Right? So, my thing is, why does this even happen? But here's the funny thing that happens right afterwards. You announce a Sportsman of the Year award. What? So what does this mean? Like, honestly, what does this mean? Are we going to see these players get benefited or compensated for their Player of the Week awards? Or are we just going to sit here and throw in a bunch of yearly awards to avoid having to compensate these players for their weekly bonuses?
Now, I think at this case that's exactly what they're doing. That they're trying to bring all expenses down as much as they can, and they're going to play for the amount that they said they're going to play for. Now, if there was something already in place and the UFL's not doing it, then that's where it leads to a problem. So that's the only thing that we truly don't know is if they're going to either do that or if that was what was said before the season. We just know about the grievance. So at this rate, all I'm trying to figure out is that the best thing to do? Is to just go ahead and cave to the UFL Players Association, or just continue on the way that they have been doing things. Now they're trying to avoid litigation and whatnot. That's that's fine, but if the players are fighting for low amounts of money, but they want to still play, that's my thing. They're not playing for a lot compared to what they're paying in the NFL, of course. But I'm like, at the same time, you got to reward these guys for the work that they're doing out there on the field. They putting themselves out there on the line each week. We just lost Alex Mallet from the Brahmas is gone for the season, and also Donald De La Haye is gone for the season. They showed the picture where his neck is broken. He said his neck is broken in several places. Yeah. Now there's a whole nother side to that story, but my thing is they're not paying, but of course they should have top dollar insurance and stuff. Fine, whatever. But at the same time, they're getting pennies on the dollar for this. That's what I'm getting at, is that they should at least get some type of reward for what they do out on the field. Like, I remember the win bonus. What was wrong with the win bonus? The win bonus was, again, that was a part of the XFL stuff, man. And my thing is they chose not to do it, and they chose to really get frugal with their expenses.
Yeah,
I
definitely.
It's unacceptable. To me, it's unacceptable. I mean, if you're going to run this league and you're going to want to, if you want to say gather the next crop of athletes and you want them to be a part of the league and it's their stepping stone, I mean, you can't be stiffing them. I mean, they're playing for, let's face it, minimal dollars compared to the NFL. Now you're going to take, I don't know, a few more thousand away from them or whatever it is. I mean, if you're the league itself, you have to pony it up. If this is what you said and this is what you're going to do, there should be no, we take it back, or no, we just haven't done it yet. I mean, these players deserve their money if that's what you set forth. It's just, you want to avoid these black eyes, if you're the league, and if it is a player of the week bonus and they're not paying it, I mean, that's just another black eye. And you're going to get some of these players saying, what am I really doing this for? If they're not even if they can't afford to pay me, like Arlington said, they're trying to cut here, cut there. If they can't even afford to pay me my weekly bonus, then what are we doing here? So, I mean, it can't happen that way. It absolutely cannot happen that way.
Definitely, you're right. Philip?
I actually kind of think of this as a positive thing. Not that they're having a fight, but that there's a fight to have, and that there's not more pressing matters out there that the league and the players union both go, we can't have this conversation because that would destroy this whole thing to figure that out. I kind of like this is normal, especially in a sports league, that you see the union, the players, and you see the league start to argue a little bit about how we're going to figure out the details of all of this. This is actually kind of, I think, healthy. We're having them figure out the nuts and bolts of all this. Should they have figured it out before? That would have been nice, but you and I both know the league wants to save money. The players want to make more money. We see that all over sports, and now we're seeing that here in spring football. We haven't seen that before, and every iteration of spring football has struggled. Now we're seeing this little nitpicky sort of argument, and it makes me feel good. I'm like, okay, maybe we're on better ground than we ever have been before with spring football.
That's, you know what, that's very true. And I didn't even look at it that way. It could be a good thing. And the fact that it's just this one thing and not this thing, that thing, that thing, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's not it's not different issues. It's like you said, it's one thing right now that they're having to worry about. And it's a little nitpicky thing, but we get something like that taken care of, there's no more issues, and we can see a smooth ride.
It's not like another league I heard, an indoor league I heard earlier this week, that is feeding their players a chicken nugget dinner from McDonald's. That is the dinner that they're giving players. Now, if that's the kind of thing that we start hearing about the UFL, we're all going to get very nervous. But this kind of thing, This is normal. Let's have this conversation. And nobody's going to court. They're not going to do litigation. They're going to figure this thing out. It'll be fine.
I wanted to say something about what the UFL did with food, but I'm going to leave that
out.
I'm serious. I really want to, but I'm going to leave it. I'm leaving it alone.
Oh, wow.
I want to leave it.
Now, let's make. Go ahead, Arlington. I'm sorry.
No, I'm just saying it feels right. Like, at least it's not and what you said, Kevin, that it's not a list thing. It's just one thing to, let's have some conversations. Let's talk about it. So that way we can, it's a good thing, the good fight, as what the term would be used in this case. And we want to do it for the greater good. We're not doing it because we just got to have it. It's wanting to make sure that players are taken care of while they're in this league for this season, because there are the haters that are sitting back and saying, I cannot wait to see this fail again. Because it's just going to let me know that this league spring football does not work. They are literally licking their chops, hoping that this does not work again.
I mean, Arlington, answer me this question, Arlington.
Okay.
Why is there anyone out there? Like I've tried to wrap my head around this from the get-go. Why would there be anybody out there that possibly wants this to fail? If you're not into it, I mean, okay. It's not your thing. You're watching golf, you're watching this, you're watching that. Okay. What is it? What positive or what could possibly come out of this for somebody to be rooting against the UFL? You're rooting against guys that are trying to get jobs, potential jobs in NFL. You're rooting against guys that are continuing their careers. Like, where's the positive in rooting against this? I just don't get it.
I don't either. But a lot of people do not want change. They don't want change to happen. And
then
so
don't watch it.
And then right. And they will let you know that they're not watching it. You know what I'm saying?
Definitely.
Like, I don't need to know that you're not watching it. Just don't watch it. Listen, and I understand, like right now on a certain area of the country is where these UFL teams are. On the West Coast, it is. What's the point? What's the point of watching it? They letting you know that. Why would I have to watch it when I have nothing to truly support? Right? This ain't a negative. This is just what reality is right now. Is that the West Coast don't have no fight in this. But if they want to watch it, they will. But also at the same time, like people don't want to see it because it ain't the NFL. And I'm like, you just sat here, you just saw Roger Goodell say to you guys, to the people, that we finna adopt the XFL kickoff in the NFL.
Right.
You just saw it. You saw it.
Yeah.
So why would you not think that this is a viable product to tune into? Because these guys are
exactly.
fighting.
What I don't understand is this. Why do you have people that are vocal about it? Listen, you know what we don't have in Iowa? We don't have sand volleyball. You know what I don't do? I don't jump on every Facebook page and sit there and bash sand volleyball like, what do we need it for? It's so stupid. It's so dumb. I hope it fails. Do you know what I mean?
We've got two major problems in our society that have fed into this. One is that we've got a whole society full of gatekeepers. People that want to say, that's not real football. You're not real football fans. You're not a real Battlehawks fan if you do this. You're not a real Cowboys fan if you don't know that. We have a complete society of that, and they want to throw up this gate and go, hey, the XFL, UFL, whatever, is not real football. Okay, fine. Go. You've said your piece. It didn't affect anybody or anything. That's one big problem we have. And the second is people love to be the one to call their shot. And people see another spring football thing out there and they want to say, hey, spring football is never going to work. And I've got to stick to that because I said that 5 years ago and I'm calling my shot back then and I can't change. I can't change my opinion. So I'm going to dig in even further and say, nope, this can't work. And this is just going to be more proof of that.
I just don't get it.
Yeah.
You know what I like to call? I like to call on Monday night on the bottom line when I said they should start Adrian Martinez over Matt Corral. Guess what they're doing? They're starting Adrian Martinez over Matt Corral. I like to be right about that. You know.
Guess who's been saying that? You guys said I was crazy. Everybody's like, no, Matt Corral is better than Adrian Martinez. And I said, no, Adrian Martinez will be a better fit for Birmingham. And look what happened. Skip said, hey, Kevin, Eric, I hear you.
Yeah. I'm sure Skip watches.
Listen, guys, let's shift over to the IFL really quickly.
We don't need to do that.
A-Train, I want to thank you. I just seen your message. I want to thank you for tuning in with us and jumping on with me today and being here on the Gridiron. Thank you to the CEO of Fuel. You see, he tried to get out the conversation when we about to get into the IFL. We gonna get him.
I know not what you speak of. I got another job I gotta go do. So that's my story, and I'm sticking
have a
to
great
it.
day at work, man. I hope you have a wonderful day at work, man.
Thank you.
And we'll see you later. We are skipping this last commercial break because I'm getting into this game. So this week 5 of the IFL officially started yesterday. Am I right, Philip?
Yes, that's my understanding. Yes, I heard something about that. Yeah.
And we saw two great games. One being
Whoa. We saw two games. Let's not call either of the games we saw great.
Okay.
Well, not call either of those great.
This is the slate and the betting lines for the games, you guys. And as you see right there at the top, yeah, the Barnstormers and the Pirates. It was a decent game. Not even gonna lie, it was a pretty decent game. But my Vegas Nighthawks went down, invited the San Antonio Gunslingers out here to Vegas to the Dollar Loan Center, and JJ Jerome Johnson, number 2, had a hell of a game. 3 rushing touchdowns, 167 yards passing, if I'm not mistaken, as well. And a touchdown? I don't know how many passing touchdowns he had, but that young man went crazy yesterday. San Antonio,
he had four passing touchdowns.
Yes. Okay, he had 4 passing touchdowns and 3 rushing touchdowns. Jerome Johnson is a monster. And Vegas right now is 3-0. Just letting everybody know. Now, Easy, I know you aren't into the IFL like that yet. But I'm going to let Phil here fill you in on the excitement that the IFL brings.
I don't think he's too excited right now. He doesn't seem to even want to talk about it.
I'm wearing all black for a reason, guys.
I noticed that.
It's all black for a reason.
I see Gunslingers on your shirt, and I'm looking at the score down there. I'm like, this ain't going to be good for Philip. I don't know.
Well, hey, Phil, can we both agree that the game came down to the fourth quarter?
No, that game was decided at halftime.
You think?
When the Gunslingers were not able to score just before the half, that was the game. That was really the game. Because here's the thing. The Gunslingers defense right now is not going to stop anyone. Vegas scored a touchdown on every single possession, which means the Gunslingers offense is going to have to play perfect, and the team as a whole is going to have to get lucky. And that's the only way they can win games right now. Look, you talk about Jerome Johnson and what a day he had. He had a great night last night. But to be honest right now, and this is a Gunslinger fan, and I love my team and the guys that play, and if they're checking in, they're going to get mad at me, and I'm sorry. But right now, the defense we're seeing, the 3 of us could go out there and score about 50 points on this defense.
Ooh, I'm pretty old, Philip. I don't know. My days are old.
I am also pretty old, but when you have an entire half of the field open for a receiver, you can score on that. You or I, either one, can score on that.
Brett Favre, actually, Tom Brady and I are the same age. So if that tells you anything.
Wow, that's interesting.
Look, offensively, these guys are doing a great job.
The Renegades are sticking it to DC right now.
Yes, they are. They are up 14-3 as of right now after Luis Perez, I believe, throws a dime, and Lindsey Scott just completed a 2-point conversion run. So right now it is 14-3 Arlington Renegades. But no, I definitely agree with you, Philip. San Antonio's got to do something. They've got to make some type of moves. They've got to do something on that defensive side of the ball to get better. Your offense is damn good. Castronova is a great quarterback for you guys. He's a great leader for you guys. He has that offense going consistently. He's been having that offensive going consistently the past couple of weeks. It's like you said, the defense. The defense can't plug a sink right now with the washcloth.
My desire, I would love to see them go out and find a disruptive pass rusher. I think you can fix a lot of problems if you make quarterbacks make decisions quicker. We're not seeing any turnovers. We're not seeing any sacks created by the Gunslingers defense. And we're seeing wide open folks in multiple parts of the field. Well, take the quarterback's time away, force him to make some mistakes that may bring up some turnovers. that may give you some sacks and allow you to get a couple of stops. But other than that, or a wholesale change on defense, I don't know what they can do. They
Phillip,
either need to find that guy.
I've never seen a Gunslingers or a Nighthawks game, but I'm going to, just being a football coach for 26 years of my life, I'm going to say this. Let me guess. You are undisciplined up front. The run gashes you. And then about that time, here comes the air raid, and you don't have that one guy up front that can put pressure on the quarterback.
That's it. I mean, that would help a ton.
Yeah.
Having that one guy.
The biggest thing, I don't care if it's the
8v8.
If it's the NFL, if it's the IFL, if it's the UFL, if you do not play assignment football and you do not, quote unquote, basic stay in your lanes up front, you are going to it's going to be trouble. It's going to be trouble.
Yeah.
Run fits are big, and then once the run starts gashing you and you start bringing up extra people, they beat you over the top.
Yep.
That's football 101.
Yep.
Definitely. And then it doesn't help that it's 8v8, so you don't have all those down linemen to get that pressure. You know what I mean? And you don't have those 3 linebackers plus the defensive backs. It's 8v8, so it's a different setup in the IFL. But you should definitely go to the Indoor Football League YouTube channel, guys. Turn on your notifications to all, so when the games come out every week, when they have the upcoming games for the lives, you guys can go put that notification on so you can catch these games, man. You guys saw last week, I posted a picture on Facebook. I had 5 devices with 5 IFL games on, plus the UFL game on my TV. So you can't tell me you can't, watch all these games at one time, man, because I've done it and I've been able to sit here and give you guys all this information. But it's going to be a great week in the IFL as well. Like I said, I'm going to bring up the slate again, and I'm going to give my picks on who I think is going to win. We already seen last night between Massachusetts. I believe, if I'm correct, Massachusetts won last night against Iowa.
They did.
Vegas won against the Gunslingers.
I don't remember that
You
one.
got Frisco against Quad City Steamwheelers. I'm taking Frisco in that.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
I think I'm going to take this. This is hard, but I'm gonna go ahead and take the Sioux City Storm over the Tulsa Oilers. But the Oilers aren't bad. But I'm gonna take the Sioux City Storm. How about you, Phil? Frisco or Quad?
I'm gonna take Tulsa there. Frisco, Tulsa. Yeah, I'm gonna take Frisco in their game, and I'll take Tulsa over Sioux City. Something's wrong in Sioux City right now.
Okay. You know what? I'm gonna switch my pick. I'm gonna go with you. I'm taking Tulsa. I'm gonna go with Phil and take Tulsa. Easy. I know you're not hip to the IFL yet, but if you're familiar with the Frisco Fighters,
give me 1 second. Give me 1 second. I'll be right back.
All right.
I gotta help
Northern Arizona versus San Diego Strike Force. I'm gonna take. Or no, that's the Arizona Rattlers. Excuse me. I'm sorry. Over the or against the San Diego Strike Force. This is a hard one, but I think I'm gonna take the Rattlers. I think I'm gonna take the Rattlers in this one. And in the Sugar Scrolls versus the Bay Area Panthers, I think I'm gonna take the Bay Area Panthers. Phil, who you got? Rattlers?
Yeah, I think I'm going all California with those last 2 picks. I think I'm gonna take San Diego. I don't trust the Rattlers right now, and they're 1-2. I think I would go with San Diego, and then Bay Area is the champions, and they're still playing like it. So certainly take them over Tucson.
All right, easy.
I can't really make it out here.
You got the Frisco Fighters versus the Quad City Steamwheelers, the Sioux City Storm versus the Tulsa Oilers.
Well, I got to take Sioux City because they're close.
Okay, so we got Sioux City. We're just going to take Frisco Fighters for you. Just jump on the Frisco train.
Okay, I'll take the Frisco train. All right, I'll take Frisco.
Then you got the Arizona Rattlers taking on the defending champions, San Diego Strike Force.
I'll take San Diego.
Or not the defending champions. I'm sorry.
No.
That's the Bay Area Panthers. You got the San Diego Strike Force, who just came off a great victory last week.
I'll take San Diego.
And then you have the Tucson the Tucson Sugar Scrolls against the defending champions, Bay Area Panthers.
Well, I can't. You gotta like Ed always says, to be the man, you gotta beat the man.
Definitely true about that. So that's what we're looking at, y'all. And next week we'll check back with everybody. I pretty much know everyone's picks, so I'll remember it. But before we get up out of here, you guys know it's always my favorite time of the show.
Mail time.
It's mail time. Yeah. And we got some fan mail from my boy Hit, as always. Hit ask, what are your thoughts on the season so far in the UFL?
Ooh, that's a good one. You want me to take this one?
Go ahead.
I'm going to tell you
Whichever
what.
one you guys.
I'm going to tell you what. I think the UFL has been everything and more that we've asked for. I mean, I think last week out of the 4 games, they were all one-score games. I was at the Battlehawk Arlington game, and I tell you what a great game. And then you look across, you look across the whole UFL slate. You had DC and Houston. Houston had a chance late, and they just kind of blew it. Then you had Michigan and Birmingham. Michigan, who I think at the beginning of the season everybody kind of wrote off. Michigan was a play away from putting a lot of pressure on Birmingham in that game. And the Brahmas, San Antonio, has been an absolute surprise to everybody. And the Battlehawks have a tough game this week. I can't wait to watch that one. We got 2 big games, 2 huge games in the UFL this week. I mean, they're all big, but you've got Memphis at Birmingham, and you got St. Louis at San Antonio. Those games are the difference between being a half game up and 2.5 games down. So those are huge games for Memphis and huge game for St. Louis. I mean, it's obviously big for Birmingham and San Antonio too, but the difference is a half game up for Memphis or St. Louis, or virtually 2.5 games by the head-to-head for Birmingham and San Antonio. So a couple of huge games there. I mean, they're all big, but if you look at the competition of the game and you look at how close these games have been, I mean, saddle up, boys. This is going to be a great season. You got Arlington playing for their lives, trying not to go 0-3. I mean, 0-3, you're virtually done, I think.
Definitely.
So, I mean, then they're handed to DC right now. So, I mean, I could not be happier with the way the UFL has gone these first couple weeks and into the 3rd week here. So, I mean, let's roll. Let's roll.
Yes, sir. Phil?
I've seen many iterations of spring football from the Alliance of American Football, and I'm also kind of a USFL. I love that league and the history of that league. It feels like right now in week 3, this may be the right way to do spring football. It may have finally found this niche of, you're only going to appeal to certain fans, and that's fine. You're not worried about I'm not wringing my hand over attendance numbers when they come out. I'm like, okay, it is what it is. And they're not bad anyway. It just feels like things are going the way they need to right now for this thing to still have room to grow, but sustain itself. And I don't know that I've felt that way 3 weeks into any of these other things. I've always seen issues where I'm like, wow, they're going to have to fix that or they're not going to make it. I don't see a lot of that right now. And so I feel like this is good. I'm cautiously optimistic at this point.
So if you look at the numbers, go ahead.
Both of you guys. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Well, to Philip's point, if you look at what they averaged TV-wise last year, 300,000 and change. This year, we're averaging like 958,000 and change, and a couple of games have gone over 1 million. Now, the one little thing I think that would boost it even further, and I think it'll get there because I'm tired of hearing the excuses. Easter weekend, this happened. This week it's A Day in Birmingham. And, well, I'm not going to the game because it's A Day. It's a scrimmage, for crying out loud. We got to get
Right.
the USFL side of things. We got to try to get that attendance boosted up. I know it's going to be baby steps and so on and so forth, but if we can get the USFL attendance at the actual games boosted up, I think you're going to see that TV just continue to walk itself up. And I think that's the next step, is to see how they can get the USFL teams boosted up. Because, I mean, the old XFL teams, I was at the 40,000 plus game in St. Louis. I mean, that's crazy. And DC always has an almost 20,000 crowd, and so you get those numbers a little bit higher. You get those numbers boosted up for the old USFL teams, and I think you're really going to see some very positive things happen. If quite frankly, if we can get to the point where we're averaging a million, TV, that's going to be huge going forward. Huge, because we've already tripled what the people were watching before. I mean, if we can get that over 1 million, that's going to be big time, I think. Big time.
DC just scored, you guys. They're about to attempt their conversion. I happen to agree with both of you guys. I think so far what we've seen on the field, the product on the field has been great. It hasn't been super sloppy like it was at the beginning of last season for the XFL. We can see that these guys have better chemistry than what they did at the beginning of last season in the XFL, even at the beginning of last season in the USFL. We see that chemistry is there a lot more than it was last year. The product, like I said, the product on the field is great. Fox's presentation has been amazing. Listen, hey, ESPN. How about you guys just let Fox do your presentation for the games as well, man? Because, oh my goodness, the what I've seen presentation-wise on these Fox games compared to the ESPN games, I'd rather see that all the time. I don't care if it's on ESPN. Let Fox do it, because their presentation is amazing, especially like they brought back the old NFL kickoff graphics that they used to have for the NFL, and they put them in for the UFL. Looks beautiful, looks amazing. Do that for the ESPN broadcast too. I'm just saying. But
with
to answer your question,
big issue though, please, Fox, make it easier to find replays of the games that I've missed. I have to dig way down into the app and the website to find the replay of the game I need to go back and watch. ESPN Plus, I can find it quick and easy.
Yeah,
figure that out. Please figure that out.
Please do.
Or you just have Dish like I do, and you just record all the games so you can watch them over.
You know what? No, but to answer your question, we are very satisfied with the season so far and what's going on with the season and how the UFL is carrying themselves right now. It's doing really well. Now, off topic really quickly before we get up out of here and I get my butt beat by the network. Would you say you rage more playing Mario Kart or Mario Party with friends? I love this question because me, it's Mario Kart.
Yes.
Because you're in the lead, right? You're cruising. You're like, oh, I got this. You press that button to look behind you. See there's nobody behind you. You're cruising like, all right, I got this. Then you hit that one curve. And the next thing you know, either a banana peel or a shell just comes out of nowhere. And next thing you know, you're getting flipped in the air. And then 3 people pass you. Where did y'all come from? I just looked behind me and no one was there. I turned this corner and now all of a sudden, there's 4 or 5 of you behind me. What was going on? Where were you guys at 3, 4, 5 seconds ago when I just looked behind me? So, yeah, I definitely rage more with Mario Kart. For sure.
I ran my race. I did my job. I did it right. I am in sight of that finish line, and that stupid blue shell pops up over my head and ends it all. That's not fair. That's not right. I did my job. I ran my race. Leave me alone. Let me win this thing. Come on.
Mario Kart, it is, man.
It is.
Easy. What about you?
It's Mario Kart. I haven't played. I'm not much of a video gamer. I don't have much time for it. But when I was in college and stuff, I can remember us, cracking open a few cold ones, throwing Mario Kart on there. And I tell you what, you're not very far from the finish line. You can just see him sneaking up with the shell, and you're like, "Oh, here we go! I'm dead in the water." And
hop.
Yep.
And you always hop late.
Yep.
Always hop late or too
Just
early.
start hopping and see what happens, baby. Just start hopping.
I used to spam the hop button, and sometimes it would work out. But the worst would be when you spam it, and then you jump up, and when you land on the shell, and and it still ruins you. You're like, the trick didn't work.
I have a
Didn't work at all.
I have a sister-in-law who is a professional at Mario Kart, and I think she's like 1,251. My brother beat her one time, and he won't play her anymore because he's like, "You're only as good as your last time." He won't play her anymore. And she just rages that he won't play her so she can get off the schneid.
Right. That's awesome. So there you have it. Hit. We definitely rage Mario Kart a lot more than Mario Party, man. I definitely want to thank you guys, Philip, Easy. Thank you guys for taking the time today. Arlington as well. Thank you for taking the time to stop by today and help me out with the show. Gabe couldn't make it today. He had to work, duty calls, of course, but I do appreciate you guys taking the time out today and joining me on the gridiron and having some fun with me today, man. Are you guys ready for some football?
Oh, yeah. I'm going right to the TV here. It looks like Arlington's got the ball, and they're starting to move it again.
He broke away. Ooh, he almost broke. He almost broke for one. Philip, why don't you let everybody know where they could find you on your social media, where they can find Smoking Guns, aside from Fuel Sports Network?
We are on Fuel Sports Network, but you can also find us on all social media. We don't. Facebook is the best place to find us at Smoking Guns Pod. That's Smoking No G, Guns with a Z, P-O-D. We are on every Monday night, 7 p.m. Central. We run for a couple of hours. We cover both the Gunslingers and the Brahmas, depending on what their schedule looks like that week. So like this week, we've got Thursday night game coming up with the Gunslingers. They'll be first. And then the weekend game is the Brahmas. So we'll cover them in our second hour.
Word up. Easy. Where can they find you at, my friend?
You can find me co-hosting The Bottom Line with Big Daddy Ed and Brett every Monday night at 8 o'clock. You can find us on Facebook. That's the easiest way. We're also on, X now? It's not Twitter. I can't say that. It's X. But yeah, we're pretty much in UFL mode now, but we cover, college, NFL all season long. We're going to have a special draft edition. I believe that's on the 25th of April. We're going to be going live as the draft is going. So I'm just hoping as a Bears fan, you can see over here, I'm not doing one of those New York Jets, oh no, type of moment. So catch us every Monday night on The Bottom Line.
Yes, sir. And if you guys want to send your fan mail questions into the Gridiron, you can do so right there at the Gridiron Podcast at gmail.com. And of course, as always, follow Gabe and his socials. Check out the Gridiron Nation podcast show. Also check out Hellraisers podcast every Thursday night, 7 p.m. Central Standard Time on Fuel Sports Network. Catch The Bottom Line, followed by Smoking Guns podcast on Mondays. So look, we got some back-to-back shows. We got back-to-back action.
Other way around.
The bottom
Smoking
line
Guns first, and then
the bottom line is followed by, or no, I'm sorry, Smoking Guns, then the bottom line. That's the Monday line. It's Smoking Guns at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time, the bottom line at 8 p.m. Central Standard Time. And like I said, on Tuesdays, you can catch Gridiron Nation at 6:30 Central Standard Time, or 7:30, sorry, and Hellraisers podcast at...
Who are we rooting for, Philip?
Horns forward, buddy. It's okay. One and two's not bad. You'll be fine. 1 and 2's not bad.
You'll be fine. You'll be fine. You'll be great. Don't worry about it. Also, before we get up out of here, make sure you guys go and follow Fuel's socials so you guys are up to date with everything. Like I said, there's going to be some shows that are specifically on Fuel from now on. They won't be streamed on any other social media platform. They will be uploaded afterwards. So you're going to have to check out Fuel. Make sure you guys go and download the Fuel Sports Network channel on your Roku and Amazon TV and devices. Fuel is powered by Gateway City Sports. Make sure you follow Gateway City Sports. Make sure you follow all the shows, Smoking Guns, Bottom Line, Around the UFL, the Derek King Show, the X-Fan Show, the A-Team that's coming out. If it's still coming, we'll have more information on that. Hellraisers, the Jerzey Tha King Show, the Gridiron Nation podcast. What other shows am I missing? There's so many shows, guys. Hawk Live, Player Perspective with Dre and Big Ham. There's so many more shows coming. Make sure you check out on Spotify the Player 54 podcast with Michael Lathrop. So you see, the network is huge, guys. The network is huge. And make sure you catch me every Saturday and Sunday morning, an hour before the first game on the Fuel Tailgate Kickoff Show. I will see you guys tomorrow morning on the Fuel Tailgate Kickoff Show. We're going to be live from San Antonio as well. San Antonio and Michigan tomorrow. So we'll see what we got going tomorrow, guys. I want to thank you all for tuning in. I want to thank Philip again for tuning in or for coming on to the show today. Easy, thank you for coming on to the show as well. Everyone out there that's watching, this is the Gridiron. I am Jerzey Tha King. I am Kevin Jerzey Tha King Womble. And I want to thank you guys for all the love and support that you show us every single week. Have an amazing Saturday. Enjoy the IFL and the UFL games. Make sure you check them all out. There's no excuses. I got 70 million devices with games on them. There's no excuses, guys. If you got tablets and multiple TVs and all that in your house, turn them on. Put the games on and download Fuel on all of them. We love you guys. I will holler at you guys next week. This is the Gridiron. Peace out.